Once upon a time in the heart of China, during the reign of Emperor Wu of Han around 130 BCE, a grand vision was born. The emperor, seeking military alliances against the nomadic Xiongnu and dreaming of expanding trade, wealth, and diplomatic influence, sent emissaries westward. These travelers ventured through lands that today are known as Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, and Iran, meeting kingdoms like the Greco-Bactrian Kingdom and the Parthian Empire under rulers such as Mithridates I of Parthia. These early journeys laid the foundation for what would become the legendary Silk Road. Merchants quickly discovered that silk, light and luxurious, was just the beginning. Alongside it, spices, precious metals, glassware, and textiles traveled the routes, spreading ideas, art, and technologies across continents. The name Silk Road is a modern term derived from the German geographer Ferdinand von Richthofen in the 19th century. It literally refers to the trade of Chinese silk, which was the most famous commodity transported along the route. The name emphasizes silk's symbolic value in connecting distant civilizations. Before this modern designation, the route had no single name. In China, it was often referred to as the routes to the western regions, highlighting its direction and diplomatic as well as commercial purpose. The Silk Road's naming reflects both its primary trade good and the network of connections it fostered across continents. Contrary to what the name might suggest, the Silk Road was not a single paved road, but a vast network of interconnected paths, trails, and caravan routes stretching over 6,000 kilometers. Its roads were often dirt tracks through deserts, mountain passes, and river valleys. In some regions, merchants relied on naturally occurring riverbanks, foothills, and oases as guides. How it was settled. Over time, the routes became semi-permanent due to regular traffic and the establishment of oasis towns, caravanserais, inns, markets, and fortified way stations. These settlements provided essential services: food, water, shelter, stables, and security for travelers and their animals. Communities along the route also became trading hubs, facilitating both local and long-distance exchange. The Silk Road was not constructed like a modern road by a central authority. Instead, it developed gradually over centuries. Early Chinese dynasties, particularly the Han under Emperor Wu of Han, helped formalize certain routes by sending official envoys, constructing garrisons, and securing strategic passes. Local rulers and merchants across Central Asia maintained caravan routes, built way stations, and ensured safe passage through deserts and mountains. In essence, it was a collaborative human network, evolving organically as trade, diplomacy, and migration created the need for reliable passage. This network of paths connected lands far and wide. It began in the bustling cities of China, snaked through Central Asia through Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan, then spread into South Asia, touching India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. From there, it flowed through the Middle East, connecting Iran, Iraq, Syria, and Turkey, before reaching the Mediterranean, touching lands like Greece and Italy. The road split around the Taklamakan Desert, winding through oasis cities like Samarkand and Bukhara, eventually reaching Constantinople. Southern branches dipped into India and Pakistan, while maritime routes carried goods from China to Southeast Asia and the Arabian Peninsula. The Silk Road traversed daunting terrains and tested the endurance of even the bravest travelers. The northern route skirted the vast Taklamakan Desert, while the southern route meandered through oasis cities like Dunhuang. Mountain passes pierced the Pamir Mountains, where freezing temperatures and treacherous paths were constant threats. Travelers relied on caravanserais, roadside inns scattered along the Silk Road, which provided shelter, food, and water for both merchants and animals. Oases served as critical rest points, where travelers could replenish supplies and trade goods. Despite these facilities, journeys remained perilous. Bandits often ambushed caravans, sandstorms could bury entire camps, and sudden political unrest or regional conflicts could block entire routes. Caravans of hundreds of camels or horses were essential for carrying goods, as travelers faced extreme heat in deserts, freezing nights in mountains, and dangerous river crossings. Language barriers and unfamiliar customs added social challenges, while diseases, such as the later spreading Black Death, posed constant threats. Merchants had to plan carefully, moving in large groups for protection, and often took months or even years to complete a single journey. Yet more than goods, the Silk Road carried ideas. Buddhism spread from India into China, Islam expanded across Central Asia, and Christianity reached the East. Technologies like paper and printing, mathematics and astronomy, and engineering marvels traveled along, transforming civilizations. Art and language blended, creating vibrant multicultural hubs centuries before globalization. Certain cities thrived as crossroads of culture and commerce. Samarkand dazzled as the jewel of Central Asia. Bukhara became a center of learning. Kashgar buzzed with traders, and Antioch opened the gateway to the Mediterranean. Famous travelers immortalized the Silk Road in history. Marco Polo journeyed to China in the 13th century, bringing tales of the East to Europe, while Ibn Battuta documented the vast interconnected Islamic world. Over time, however, the Silk Road began to fade. Maritime trade routes rose, political instability spread across Central Asia, and the Black Death followed the roads, hastening its decline. The Black Death was a devastating pandemic of the 14th century caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, which spread via fleas on rats traveling along trade routes. It wiped out an estimated one-third of Europe's population, caused massive social upheaval, and disrupted trade networks across Asia and Europe. Yet even as overland routes waned, the legacy of the Silk Road endured. Today, the spirit of the Silk Road lives on in China's Belt and Road Initiative, connecting Asia, Europe, and beyond with trade and infrastructure, proving that civilizations prosper through connection.